up, fight fans? It's the mighty mean Joe Frazier. You are now tuned in to Fist Physics. Today's topic is Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. This is the Monday after. Alright, fight fans. It was a great fight. It was a great build-up. We waited long enough to see these two mix it up. Kell Brook was catching a lot of slack, a lot of criticism for quitting. I'm one of the few who feel like maybe he shouldn't have quit. But I didn't totally agree with the judges' scorecards at the end of the fight. In all actuality, I had the fight scored, to me, in my opinion, 7-4 Kell Brook. Spence started way too late for me. Seemed to be a little hesitant on mixing it up for the first three. Fourth round, he starts to come on, go into the body. And those were close rounds, 4 through 7, in my opinion. Very close rounds. But I always give the champion the benefit of the doubt. And he was in his hometown, in his backyard. So I gave Kell Brook the benefit of the doubt, and I gave him straight 7 rounds that he won. To me, he began to slow down. It was like he was being sapped of energy. I don't know if it was the coming down in weight or whatever it might be, but it looked like he was really running out of steam. Kell Brook was, anyway. He was running out of steam once we got to like round 5. So after round 5, Spence starts to pick it up. He starts to pick up the pace a little bit. But in my opinion, pretty much Spence needed to stop Brook, or he needed to knock Brook out in order to cement this win. And I don't know what other people are feeling. I bumped into a couple of guys already who were saying that they felt like Spence won every round. Not too sure how I feel about that. But I really felt like maybe Brook shouldn't have taken, maybe take a knee if you feel it's necessary, but I don't feel like he should have called it quits. He only had maybe a little bit over 4 minutes to go. That's what your legs are for. To move away from the opponent, dance around. You don't have to go smack and run right into him, man. You use your legs. So I was kind of disappointed that Kell Brook didn't show some more movement, try to dance around, get away from the kid, recompose yourself. But then again, he was down on the cards. End of the fight, the judges released the scores. They felt that Spence was winning anyway. So, I mean, in that case, if you were the fighter and your eye is starting to swell up and it's feeling like the same feeling you had when you went up in weight against Triple G, like something is really wrong with the eye, and you felt like you were down on the cards, then no, there's no reason to continue. Similar situation happened, 2 weekends ago. Terrence Crawford, Felix Diaz. A lot of people came down on Diaz and said, well, why did they stop it? Listen, man, if you're getting your ass kicked and you've lost every single round, I don't see the point in finishing. Especially if you don't have the power to knock this guy out, which Felix Diaz did not have. So it made no sense to continue, and I think that's the same thing as Brook here. If Team Brook felt like they were down on the cards already, the eye's feeling funny, or you're just in a lot of pain, then yeah, take the knee. But if I was in the corner, I still would have advised my fighter, well, use your legs. You know what? If the other fighter is still catching you, he's walking you down, he's still hitting you with a lot of power shots, then let the trainer call it. To me, it just never looks good when the fighter calls it. A fight that kind of comes to mind is Miguel Cotto versus Antonio Margarito. The towel should have been thrown in. The ref should have stepped in. The doctor should have stepped in. Instead, they forced Miguel Cotto to take the knee because he was just taking too much punishment. And I understood that. But Miguel tried everything. He tried to dance away. He tried to do everything in that fight. And Brook did, and this is just my humble opinion, but Brook didn't do enough to get away from Spence. Maybe he couldn't have got away from Spence, but I don't know because he didn't try. Now, looking towards the future, because this fight is done, it's sealed, it's in the books. No matter how we feel about it, it is what it is. Looks like we're going to be heading towards a Spence Thurman showdown, which I don't think should happen this year. With Thurman coming off of a elbow surgery, I would really like the elbow to heal up nice, get maybe 1 or 2 tune-up fights, just to make sure everything is working, and then let's go fight Spence. I think a Spence fight for Keith Thurman is an uphill battle. Not saying that he can't pull it off. Keith Thurman has shown the fans, shown me and the fans that, you know what, he can box his ass off. So right now, I'd be leaning towards Spence, but I'm not saying that Thurman doesn't have a shot here. But I really would think that fight is not going to happen until early 2018, somewhere around maybe February through May. Anything earlier, you might be dealing with Thurman who is not fully healed up. And one thing that you don't want when you're talking about fighters is you don't want excuses at the end of the day. You don't want Thurman to go fight Spence, and let's say Thurman loses. You don't want Thurman to say, well, later on, well, you know what, they were pressuring me for the fight. It was a lot of money on the line. My elbow did not feel like it was 100%, but I still walked in the ring anyway. We don't want that. We want 100% fully healed Keith Thurman, fully healthy Keith Thurman to get in the ring with Spence. Now, at the end of, back to the Brook fight, Spence was saying that the long layoff that he took waiting for Brook to actually take the fight is the reason that his punches weren't as sharp as they usually are. The reason why he started pretty slow. But Spence really seemed very tentative and very cautious about mixing it up early with Kell Brook. And I'm not sure if that was the plan. Maybe it was. Either way, it worked. All right, fight fans, hit me in the commentary section. Let me know how you feel about this Kell Brook Errol Spence fight. Did you have Errol Spence Jr. up on the cards at the stoppage? Just out of my own curiosity, because like I said, I had it 7-4, and in my opinion, even if Brook did continue the fight and Spence won the 5th round, you already lost 7-5. All right, fight fans, it's the Mighty Mean Joe Frazier. 1.